I suppose, Mark, you can just start the music. Assuming we're up. Mark, can you talk? No, I mean, seriously, talk.
Yes. Well,
All right, I just want to make sure. You were muted for a second. I mean, I know we're trying to be all professional and have this opening that's all quiet and the music comes up, but I had the fears.
Better than the shits.
Much better than the shits.
Sorry.
It's okay. Mark, do you see us live?
not yet.
Well, that's a bunch of crap. Anybody else want to check?
Oh, I missed a call from Greg. I wonder how that happened.
Yeah, I
No,
know.
I didn't.
That son of a bitch, he keeps calling all the time.
Yeah, we're
No.
live now. Back
Alright.
says he can hear us.
All right, that's good. They all know now that I'm stalking Nicole.
Awesome.
That's good. Yep. Mark, you can start the music. No, really, you can start the music.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all are listening to the Overseas Connection podcast.
Shut up and sit down.
Here we go!
Would you kindly? I think we're just getting started. Medic! I'm a witcher.
I think this is more than you can handle.
He sits on his ass all day.
Let's do this.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to episode 386 of your Overseas Connection podcast. We are your official gateway to a mature gaming community. What does that mean? That means we are old enough to buy our own beers, and some of us don't live with our mothers anymore. All right, today it is September 3rd, 2016. I'm just one of your hosts, Greg DeLacy, gamertag Murphy's Law, OC_Murphy's Law on Twitter. I am joined by a fine cast this week, but before I introduce them, I want to make sure that if you're listening to this on audio, you know that you can always watch us live on Twitch each and every Saturday outside of any Holocaust or apocalyptic events. We are on twitch.tv/OC podcast. So just type that into your browser. It magically takes you to our Twitch page, and you can watch us there 11 p.m. UK. I know it's a little on the late side, but you're young still. 3 p.m. West Coast, 6 p.m. East Coast, which means it's happy hour for Nicole. Hence why Nicole Radowski, joining the podcast, has a nice glass of wine in hand. Nicole, how are you doing?
I'm great now. It's like one of those double glasses.
Nice.
Because last time I had the single wine and ran out half podcast, I was like, that will never happen again. So
Should not happen. That definitely
right there, look at that. It's huge. Texas size.
Texas size, although not in Texas. You're just bringing a little bit of Texas over to you.
Yes.
Excellent.
But yeah.
All right. Well, thanks for making the podcast, Nicole.
No problemo.
All right. Well, also drinking, hitting the late night happy hour, if you will, we have Mr. Robin Tate, Bongo the Saiyan. I was told I was supposed to talk to him last, and I talked to him before that. I've made him panic now. He's, I think, set, though. Robin, how are you?
Hey, I'm ready. I'm born ready. It's Robin Tate here. Bongo the Saiyan, I'm known out there as. I'm in Ballymena in Northern Ireland, in a little town spelt Ahoghill, and it's pronounced Ahol. Not Ahog Hill. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, last minute, we had people here tonight, so last 10 minutes of frantic setup for me. Glad to be here. Exciting week. Things coming to an end and things coming to a beginning with victories achieved. I'm looking forward to that. And it's always fun doing this with you guys. So, yeah. Who else is here? Because I haven't looked yet.
Well, we also have Mr. Mark Wright, but before I go over to him, I do want to say, in advance, we know that Robin's son currently is streaming porn out of his bedroom, so it might impact Robin's Skype connection a little bit. So just, bear with, hang in there. Mark Wright on the show. Mark, how are you?
I'm sneezing a lot, and I've got a very runny nose at the moment. but apart from that, I'm doing very well, thank you. So
Right.
apologies if I start sniffling.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
this is your air allergy. You're just allergic to the air.
I'm just allergic to Skype, I think.
A
Yeah.
lot of people are allergic to Skype.
The Skypeitis.
Yes, that does
Yeah, so-
happen.
Yeah, you can find me at Marcanix on Twitter and Marcanix on Xbox Live and PSN. And occasionally on Steam when I can be bothered going on there to have a look. So yeah,
Excellent.
that's it for me.
Yeah. Okay. Well, there we go. All of us in the house ready to talk about video games. That's kind of what we do. It's more or less the theme of the podcast, but let's face it, these podcasts, they're also kind of life podcasts, right? We talk about things going on in our lives.
You're right. I have
Yep.
a very sore bottom.
Ooh, tell more.
No,
yeah, my
no.
bottom-
Please don't.
My bottom is it's tender.
Holy crap,
It really
don't.
is.
I,
tender.
I know why though. And it's not what you think.
Yeah, why?
Oh, I know
Oh,
why.
Okay.
You've been on your bicycle.
Oh yeah, I've been bicycling, and yes, it's amazing how tender your butt gets in the beginning. So I was out today. I mean, again, it's a big achievement for me, but 11, 12 miles this morning in the rain. It was lovely. But tell you what, thank God for those padded pants. I don't know what shape my buttocks would be.
Did I
if
not
it
warn you,
wasn't for
Robin?
those
Did I not warn you?
buttocks. Yeah, you did. But I'm not going as far. I mean, looking into it, these guys, they use the different creams. Yeah. Exactly, dog. You're absolutely right.
Not the cream.
So, it's not the cream. So, this week I got myself some lights for the bike. I got my helmet arrived. I got some clip-on pedally things for my feet. So I'm out there looking like a pro every day.
But
Don't know if I'm cycling like a pro.
Robin, you need to
I'm a chubby man on a bike.
you need to add a little bell. You also need to get a pack of cards
Got a
and,
bingo.
and stick
He'll
the
have a
playing
bell on his
cards.
bike.
Stick
It's
the
You
playing
need a
cards.
basket.
You
It's a
need
legal requirement
basket.
in the UK to have a bell.
Yes, you need a bell and a basket, a nice flag sticking up behind you, and then don't forget, put some playing cards in the spokes so it'll make it sound like it's roaring when you're driving.
Close peg. Well, I do have somebody walks in front of me about 15 feet with a red flag going, he's coming, he's coming. He's his walking pace. But it just, it's been good. I used to run a lot. And
Right.
I do push myself because back to those days, I push, you're going up a hill and you go, right, okay, I can make it to that next bit without stopping. I can keep on
Right.
going. And I don't go out for a cycle. I go out to go as hard as I can to get that exercise. And it's been good fun, but yeah, backside sore.
Yeah, biking
Yeah.
is really different. I mean, to me, running is more taxing than biking, but biking also will, not to use the word tax too much, but it will tax you differently. It hits your muscles differently. I find that my quads typically burn a lot from biking versus like the glutes and your hamstrings. For me, when I run, those will come more into play. I definitely use a lot more of my quads when I'm biking. But this is Muscle 101 corner for the podcast.
Well, some of the kids were in seeing their mother today. We had to drop them off for a couple of hours, and I had Charlie with me, and he's got all into this now as well, and he wants a road bike too. So we brought one around a few shops to get him sized, and the first shop, the bike starter bike from like 450 quid, and then they go to the next shop, and it's like, yeah, well, we started about £800, and we go to the third shop, the pro shop. And well, you'll really, even at his age of 10 years old, about £1,500 to £2,000, that'll be a good starter bike for him. I'm going, Charlie? No.
Yeah, we
No.
this is where you want to go on to like
Gumtree or Greg's List or something.
yeah,
like that,
Craigslist. Find something use. You can get some nice
Craigslist.
Craigslist. It's my list. That's actually where I found my bike. I had sold my bike
Did you
way
want to see
long
your
ago.
wife there?
Also where I found my wife, you can find some good deals, and that is exactly where I found my bike. So all right, well, let's move on to something that actually is very important. I kind of know the answer now because of the barking, but I wanted to see, Nicole, how is your dog doing?
Much better. She's
Yeah?
obviously vocals are working again.
Yes, yes. Now, what was going on? Do we know?
Yeah, they think she was either hit by metal or chewed on metal, but she fractured one of her molars in the back
Ouch.
and cut the inside of her mouth. And it's so high up, there is a nerve exposed.
Mm-hmm.
And she is going to actually lose almost all the teeth on that one side.
Oh, holy smokes.
Yeah, there's so much damage that so I have confiscated the dog. The dog is now mine, and the dog will not go back and forth like it has been. So,
Well, I am sorry to hear that's rough. I mean,
yeah, she's on pain meds. She's fine.
all right. Never mind then. Well, but good. It's not something more serious. I mean, losing your
No.
teeth is something serious. It's something we're all going to be facing shortly.
They were good about it. They said she'll learn how to chew on the one side and she'll be
Right.
fine. And most dogs that get older end up losing all their teeth anyway. And so she could gum her food or just swallow it whole. I'm like,
Now,
well,
I'm
she
not-
already offers it.
I'm not going to lie. My dentist literally told me something very similar when I hurt my jaw eating that stupid beef jerky. And he's like, you can just chew on the other side, and eventually you might lose some teeth anyway. I'm like, yeah, I don't need to hear this.
Yep.
All right. Well, Mark, anything positive on your end? So far, we've had ass hurting and dog chewing on metal.
I've had a boring week, really. Busy with work and that. Not really done much, to be honest.
I thought you were on holiday.
No?
I thought you had taken some time off.
No, that was last week. That was week before.
Right.
They all run together.
They do run
Yeah.
together.
Yeah, no. I have got something planned for Tuesday, which I'm quite happy with. I've been at my work now just over 21 years. And in the NHS, once you've done 20 years service for a non-front line, you get a 20-year long service medal. So I'm
Okay.
going to a posh place in Harrogate in North Yorkshire on Tuesday, and I'm going to get presented with my 20-year award. So I'm looking forward to that.
Excellent.
You're getting a 20-year-old as your reward? Is that what you said?
Sweet.
I wish.
Hey, that's what I heard.
This award just
20-year
got way
award.
better. In
Yeah,
fact,
so-
I think you should lead with that when you show up and just be
Yeah.
like, I was told I was getting a 20-year-old, not a 20-year-old award.
Yeah. Yeah, so apart from that, my week's been quite boring.
All right. Okay. Well, similarly, I've had a relatively quiet week with the exception of a work trip out to Denver. That took place on Wednesday, so it was just kind of a day trip out to a client. But I did today, actually, before the podcast, I went and checked out a new golf range, or I thought it was a golf range. It was called Top Golf. And I guess they have like 12 of these across the U.S. in different cities. But it's a three-story golfing range. But instead of being a traditional golfing range, like we think about it, where you go out and you're just practicing your shots and you're getting a bucket of balls, that kind of thing. This is actually set up like bowling. So out where the golf range is, there are a series of, I think, 7, maybe 8 different targets. And they are varying kind of in size and placement, obviously, out in the golf range area. And they look like giant dart targets. And so what you do is you go and you rent out a pod, which is, one of the areas, and you rent it out for an hour. You can have up to 8 different players in there. And you're basically kind of playing darts with golf. So you're shooting for different targets, and based on the different games that you're playing, you'll get points. And the balls themselves have RDF chips inside them, so they can be tracked. And so your shots get tracked out onto the course. And you don't have to bring clubs. You can use clubs that are supplied by them there. And the best part, they have alcohol and food. So I mean, it was pretty cool. Have to admit, might become a fun.
So is it
little
like 2 or
pastime.
3 stories? Is it like that?
Yeah, 3 stories tall.
And shit, what's that? Maybe I told you to blow the bloody doors off. The remake, Italian Job. There's a bit in it where he goes to one of those in
Right.
Los Angeles, in LA, and he meets a big, massive Hawaiian fat guy to get weapons off him, and that's where they were. And the thing, it was like 2 or 3 stories at night time, and
Yeah, so
they
it's
were sitting with like settees and sofas in around them. It's like that. That's
yeah,
cool.
completely like that.
Wow.
Yeah, so you know,
Nothing like that.
something different. Something different.
No, Paddy down the street, he cuts his lawn every now and again, and he sets the buckets of balls down in front of you and sets the balls, and he brings you out a beer if you want it. But that's in his back garden. That's what we have.
It's about as effective, you know. All right. Well, let us move on. Let's talk about games. By the way, if you are interested, we do have a Facebook group. I know it's been getting a lot of traction, so I would be remiss if I didn't mention that. fb.ocpod.com. If you like the Facebooks, I know it's a thing. I've heard rumors it's getting popular. You can go over and check out our Facebook group. Give us a follow. And participate. More importantly, participate. All right, video games. What everybody's been waiting for. Let's talk about video games. Mark, since I mentioned you last, we'll mention you first. Let's talk about what game crack addiction you've been playing this past week.
Yeah. Well, both the games I've been playing this week have both been off-world and out in the stars. I finally finished Rebel Galaxy.
Gotcha.
Well, finish the story mode.
Right.
Still quite a bit to do in the game itself, but yeah, I wanted to get that out of the way because I wanted to crack on with the next one, which a game you bought, which I've benefited from, which I played. We downloaded the trial, didn't we?
Right.
And I wasn't that impressed with the trial because it didn't have that immediate pick up and play like Rebel Galaxy.
No, it felt much more complex, much more foreboding for back.
Yeah. It's not as hard as Elite to learn the controls, but it's not that far off. But it's more of a tactical type game, and it's third person for a start, whereas Elite's first person.
Right.
But yeah, I've got hooked on this now. I'm absolutely hooked on it, and I've got about 30 hours into it. I've managed to work my way up now, and I've got a destroyer class ship.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, which can pretty much take on anything now. So I'm quite
I was going to
powerful.
say you're sitting high on the hog then.
Yeah, I went from the starter ship to a Wolverine. Now the Wolverine is like a little Corvette type ship. It's only a small one, but it carries a lot of troops. What you do is if you carry troops, you can board other vessels,
right?
And then take over them. Then you use a tractor beam to tow them to the nearest starport thing, and then you can sell that ship, and that's where you make the money. You make a lot of money on that,
right?
Because of all the cargo they hold and the weapons. So yeah, I did that, and I managed to make.
That was smart. That was smart. I did not go that route. I probably should rethink my decision here. My ship does not hold that many troops.
Yeah. So now I've upgraded. I got from the same place. There's a Wolverine, and then the next one up is the Eclipse, which is a destroyer, which is the one I have now. And this the Wolverine had a hull capacity of 1,000. So you can take 1,000 damage. No, but the one I've got now has got 7,000.
Okay.
It's got 2 extra turrets on it for firepower, and it can carry 68 troops, and it has a cargo hold of 120. So it is a beast, and it cost me 14 million credits.
So basically, if you're into space sims of any kind, this is your jam.
Yeah.
All right.
So yeah, I'm probably boring the ass off most listeners at the moment, but those who do like Starpoint Terminal will know what I'm on about.
Yeah.
But yeah, but this game is huge. It is really, really massive. The map, when you look at it, it's got like a fog of war on it.
Right.
And as you discover, they have like octagon-type quadrants as you uncover the different areas, and you can change the type of map you look at. You can have it on like geographical, or you can have it on faction based, so you know if it's a friendly area or an enemy inhabited area. And there's different space stations. Some you land at which are friendly, some which are enemy run, so you can't go near them, and there'll be lots of enemy craft there, so you're best
Right.
avoiding them. There's wormholes between different areas. There's what we call T-gates to transport mass distances at a cost.
Right.
So yeah, there's a lot of in-depth tactical.
And there's a ton of
things going
different
on.
ships, I should say. There are
Oh, yeah.
a massive variety of ships.
Yeah, these ships I got are from one like starport, but if you go to different starports, you have different factions which have different makes of ships. So when I uncover the right hand side of a map, which I haven't even touched yet because
Right.
that's probably high level, I'm guessing. I got a wormhole into there once, and then I got fired upon a couple of times and nearly got blown up to bits, so I just jumped straight back in the wormhole back again. But yeah, I'll probably find an even bigger and better ship down there because you have dreadnoughts and humongous things down there.
Bigger is
So,
better.
Yeah. So yeah, really, really, really enjoying it. I'm actually hooked. That's all I've played. And for Teflon, who's in the chat, I'm talking about Starpoint Gemini 2.
Yes. Now, I will say, because I've also been playing the game, I'm not going to recover this, but we could talk real quickly about the game came out, I want to say, like 6 months back for the Xbox. It's been out on PC, actually, for about a year.
I think
maybe
it's been out
a
a bit
little,
longer,
little,
actually.
little
Yeah,
bit longer.
2014, yeah.
Okay.
It's quite big on PC, apparently.
Yeah, it does have some performance issues on the Xbox. I do notice every once in a while that the frame rates dip big.
Right. I'll tell you what
and
that
you have
is.
some stutters.
Yeah, the stuttering is. Do you know the hexagon quadrants? When you go
Right.
into the next quadrant, because there's no loading screens for the whole galaxy or universe,
They're loading between quadrants.
it's loading the quadrant. Yeah.
Okay.
I watched the developers do a launch live stream of it, which was on YouTube for the Xbox One version, and someone made a comment in the chat about the stuttering and that, and they were complaining it was like a graphical issue, and he says no, it's just the loading because it's there's no loading screens.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. Well, that makes it a little easier to swallow when you see it happen. You realize you're going from one quadrant to the next.
Yeah.
It's those quadrants.
It's
Quadrants
those,
get in the
it's
road.
The quadrants.
Damn
absolutely.
those quadrants. So this is in space.
Yeah.
Yep.
Space.
It is in
Imagine
space.
each quadrant's like it's like a bee's honeycomb. That all the quadrants are like that. So each different quadrant has its own like star base and bits and bobs, and
Yes.
there's asteroid fields, there's debris floating around, derelict ships you can scavenge. There's
Yeah,
just
it is.
loads
It
to
is
do.
a beautiful game too. I mean, I
Yeah.
will say when you look at it visually, it presents very nicely. I know we are boring Nicole to death with this conversation.
No, Batch wanted to add a victories achieved, and I told him to do it. So I've been refreshing the page to see if he's done it yet,
All
so I
right.
can add
I
it.
was just giving you a hard time because I know this is definitely not your bag of tea, and I don't think this is Robin's bag of tea either. But Mark, you and I are absolutely nutty space sim guys.
Yeah.
So
And like I say, when I played the trial, this didn't grab me. This is more of a grower type game. You've got to. There's a steep learning curve, but once you get used to the controls and the gist of it all, and that's like humongous universe you've got to play with, yeah, it gets you hooked.
let's face it, Mark.
Sorry,
I know
can
how to
just-
peddle the
just
crack
stop
to you.
Just a
Yeah.
second. Theo, Jesus Christ, Nicole. That's not a glass. That's an oil tanker. That's so big. Maybe it's just because it's close to the camera, but it looks like a bucket.
All right, hold the glass up, Nicole. Hold the glass up for us. That is a little higher, please. All right,
Yeah, it's not that bad.
It's about a D cup, if that helps any.
that's a healthy glass of wine.
Two of those, yeah.
Yep. All right. Well, with that
D cup of
said,
wine, please.
yes, I'm gonna try and ask for that next time I go in. Can I just get a D cup of wine, please? All right, Mark. Anything else?
No, that's all I've had time for. I haven't even played the Battlefield 1 beta. That's how bad it's been. with
Well,
his Starpoint Gemini.
We will definitely be talking about that, but
Yeah.
we'll talk about that in just a little bit. We'll turn to Nicole. Nicole, we're admiring your D cup of wine. Let's talk about the games you've been playing as well.
I can't remember if I talked about that stupid Titanfall beta alpha thingy. So I was like, was I on? Did I talk about that?
Well, I think we need to be careful here, though. Stupid Titanfall beta thingy.
Well, it's only because they couldn't remember the name. I couldn't remember the name.
All right, fair enough.
But I actually liked it, so moving
Okay.
on. And then still playing Rainbow Six. I still like that.
Yep.
I've kind of gotten very addicted to it. I still wish that certain people I play with would frickin' listen when I tell them not to go in a room.
I don't know who you're talking about, Nicole. I mean,
What do you mean? What?
couldn't
Please,
possibly.
please explain. Please explain.
Yeah.
I don't know what you mean.
Oh no, of course you don't know what I mean, Mark. Mark, let me scan the room. Don't go in there. Boom. Where the fuck's Mark? Oh, that would be his body over there in the corner because he didn't listen.
Oh, yeah, that I remember now. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, I remember that every single time.
Or the part where you say, "Just wait here with the hostage while I check there's no enemies by the extraction point," and I walk out onto your grenade and go boom.
Yes, that too. Because I don't go. Yeah, you don't understand that concept of. I think it's because I'm female.
No,
It's
I
'cause they
think
don't
it's
listen.
just. I think it's just Mark. I don't think it has anything to do with you, Nicole. I think this is everything to do with Mark.
I was trying to give him the benefit of the doubt and making him think, nag like his wife, but whatever.
He plays Rainbow Six similarly to how I play Halo, which is I'll take the lead and be the bullet sponge for everybody else.
How many times have I yelled at you in Halo?
Exactly. So, all right. So
mention Battlefield here. Okay.
we're gonna get there. We're gonna get there eventually.
We'll talk about your behavior there too.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true.
I haven't played that yet. I actually just tried to download it with my phone.
Yeah, Robin is reminding me though. I think my role, just in general, when it comes to the shooters, is let me run out in front and be the bullet sponge. So I see one other game here, MC.
That's Minecraft, but I always play Minecraft.
Gotcha.
That's why I said. That's why I added that little caveat at the end for you.
Yes, I see
was
that.
Just for you.
Minecraft though, it's an acquired taste. I mean, it's still super popular. So just because it's not my jam doesn't mean other people aren't going to like it. I
love it.
I can be open, sorta.
I think you're in the minority though, Greg. I think the majority of people like it.
Oh, 100%. I also can admit that. I definitely am in the minority when it comes to Minecraft. And you know what's funny? I like base building. I like things. I don't know what it is about Minecraft. I just can't get into it. But I should.
Maybe you should come play, and I can put the Halo little.
The Halo skins?
Yeah, so that might...
Just trick me into playing it that way. That might work. That might work.
It'll be like a space sim for you.
Extra Life's coming up again, Greg, so it's 2 years ago since you played it last time.
Shit. Yeah, that was pretty funny. It's like, so what do you think of Minecraft now? I still hate it. Yeah. All right. Well, I guess, Robin, that leaves you and I to talk about Battlefield 1. Unless you want to talk about something before, but I think that's pretty much the game we're going to be talking about.
Yeah, well, I played some other stuff, and it's interesting, quite interesting stuff. So if you want to do Battlefield now, I'll get my other crap out of the way.
Well, we can get your other crap out of the way.
Okay, two little things that I've picked up and on Xbox and having a great time with them. First one is called Guns, Gore, and Cannoli. Came out a while ago. It's a crazy 2D shooter, a side-scrolling thing. Think Chicago, 1920s, Al Capone, and you're a cop, and there's zombies, and it's hand-drawn graphics, beautiful, lovely hand-drawn graphics, and it has a real Quentin Tarantino sort of vibe to it. Just
Guns,
the atmospheres
and Cannoli. Okay, all right.
Yeah,
guns, gore, and cannoli. Yeah, shoot the zombie, keep the cannoli. All that sort of shit. It's really, really over the top. Very funny. It is a zombie shooting game. You've got power pickups and bits and pieces, and you're going through sort of zones left to right, and you're trying to hunt the bad guy down, but the town has been infected with some zombie thing, as all towns eventually will be, and you have to fight your way through. And there's runners and ordinary zombies, and great. Look it up. It was very, very cheap on one of the sales on Xbox. Maybe still is, a couple of quid, and it's a beautiful little game. Don't think it's terribly long, but the sound is great, and you can have up to 4 players in co-op with it as well. So yeah, Guns, Gore, and Cannoli. What a great name.
Yeah, no, I mean, the name, quite honestly, described it perfectly because, I mean, immediately when I heard Guns, Gore, and Cannoli, I thought, you know,
Gangsters?
like
Yeah.
Italian gangster, you know,
Yeah.
1920s, 1930s. So the only
does it
thing
really
missing
well.
was the zombie part, but
Yeah, that's a gore. Yeah, but then again, that could be Al Capone as well. So it's lots of fun. Check it out. I'm not saying it's the best game ever, and I'll not make my top 10 list of this year, but it's a good distraction.
I think you're going to be trying to make a case for it at the end of the year. Game of the year. Guns, Gore, and Cannoli.
The next thing is another weird one. Just a couple of nights ago, it was in the Xbox Gold sale. You know the button on the front page that there,
Right,
press
where you find
the sale stuff.
The sales stuff?
Yeah, for all the sale stuff. Yeah,
Real
it's all there.
obvious button
Yeah.
right on the homepage. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It's there. It's called 140. And that's it. It's just
By the
called
way,
140.
Robin, real
yeah.
quickly, did you know that button, although very obvious and placed very nicely to get to the sales
English
stuff right
people-
away,
English people can't see it.
You can't see it in the store. That's craziness.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, but that's 2 separate things. That's for members and non-members. You know, VIP and non-VIP. It's that the non-VIPs can't see that stuff if you don't have a gold membership. So anyway,
I'm not biting. I am not biting.
this is called 140, and it's made by Double Fine. I
Okay.
was trying to remember the name of this developer last night when we were playing.
Oh, Double
Greg.
Fine. I like Double
Yeah.
Fine. That's,
Yeah, see,
the
and that, that's
guy
what
who did
attracted.
Brutal.
Yeah, and that's the name I was trying to remember last night as well. Brutal Legend.
Yeah, Brutal.
Tim Schafer.
Oh, yeah. Schaefer. Yeah.
Couldn't remember any of that stuff last night, and that's what attracted me to it. Again, it was only a couple of quid, and I clicked on the screenshot, not the screenshot, the screenshots, and then there's game clips,
Right.
and it's going on about how the sound was so attached to the game, and it's an oral and visual delight. It's very unique. It's a puzzle game, and the guy Jesp Carson, he'd done the game direction for Limbo, looking into it as well. So he was one of the creators of this. So it is a very, very unique style, very all primary colors. You are a ball like from Pong, and you're going along left, right, up, down, and there's things crushing you and killing you, Limbo-esque, but it's just primary colors and puzzles and things slamming into you, and you have to you have to go and collect a little ball that sort of attaches to you like a magnet, and you have to drop it into a certain point, and it's getting this ball to that place, and it sort of follows you around. But when you jump or when something is slamming down, you have to go through the gap in into the beat of the music. Dum, 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 and I think the 140 stands for 140 beats per minute. So it's high energy, sort of ravey music.
Okay.
Just look this up on YouTube. Have a look at it. Again, it's a couple of pounds. It's ferociously difficult. Really, really difficult. It's maybe I think it's only 3 or 4 levels in it. I'm on the last boss level of it right now, and it is frustratingly tough. Problem with the game:
Yeah.
there's no way to quit. Apart from the
Quitting.
dual button, start, quit. There's no way to save your game. There's 3 main levels in it, so if you've got past the first level, it will remember when you load back in that you're at the second level. But there's no way to save halfway through a level. Now they're not that long.
Is that on purpose though? I mean, they want you to play through it. It's one playthrough.
Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe. But I mean, there's no
there's no sort of start screen or menus or options or nothing. It's
So
just
you,
the game.
you fire
just
it up and
starts.
you're in it.
It's there. You're in
Okay.
it. It's there. So
Odd.
cheap as chips, very odd. The sound is the best sound I've.
Maybe they made it so cheap because they're like, we should make a menu for this game. I don't think it's going to do that well. Maybe we don't make a menu for it at all. Screw it. We'll just sell it
you know,
cheap.
Double Fine do those experimental games. Well, this is
Right.
very much one of those.
Okay.
Looking back, I think it came out a couple of years ago. It has a 9 out of 10 rating on Steam, so it ain't half bad.
All right.
So yeah, well worth checking out. It's again, visually, it's like wow. And if you've got a good sound system or a good set of headphones, get them on, and you'll just love this from the moment the first beat kicks in. Because as you get past a different little challenge, the music gets bigger and louder and more beaty, and it's brilliant, really good.
All
So
right.
those are the two little things we've been playing, and then dipping out of the other one, and we've been Biggles flying our planes around
Oh,
World
yes.
War One.
Yeah, Battlefield
said-
1. Battlefield 1 beta came out this past week. It's an open beta, so it's still going on. So if you're listening to this and you're curious about playing it, it's out on PlayStation 4. It's out on Xbox One. I believe also out on Steam. So all you have to do basically is download it. You can jump in. There's no hoops to go through. You don't have to sign up with an email or that kind of thing. Just download it. Here's my take on Battlefield 1. If you like Battlefield 4 or you like the original Battlefield, you're going to like Battlefield 1. It's very much, I think, similar to those games in terms of how it plays. The setting is different. The technology is awesome in that, I mean, the sandstorms, the visual effects that are happening in this game are fantastic.
Gorgeous.
And
I saw my son playing it last night because that's one of the reasons I couldn't play last night. 'cause he was on my Xbox, and it reminded me a lot of Star Wars Battlefront with the way the guy ran and the way it panned in when you died and panned in and out.
Right.
It had a very much vibe of that than it did Battlefield 4 engine. So whether using that technology,
yeah, I'm sure they're taking some cues also from kind of both games, to be honest. I mean,
but
it is DICE.
It did look good. Yeah.
It looks good. I don't know what the resolution is on the Xbox One. I know it is lower. I think the PS4 version is 900 right now. The Xbox One version, I think, is 720. Both versions are supposed to be running at 60 frames a second. I've heard the PS4 version has some issues on the frame rate. Obviously, these are things that can get ironed out. The game does look great, though, regardless.
It's beautiful. Really.
And,
It's just the sand and the rocks and everything. Just gorgeous.
It plays super smooth. You have different classes, and your class that you choose will change when you enter vehicles. This was something I didn't realize. So to operate certain types of vehicles, you have to be certain types of classes. And once you go into a particular vehicle, it will switch you on your class. So I typically have been playing as a medic, but I came upon a tank, and I was like, oh, heck, I'm going to jump into the tank. I jumped in the tank, start cruising around on the tank, and when I came out, my class had been switched to a tank operator. So
You're a tanker?
Yeah, I was a tanker, and I don't know how I feel about that.
Topper.
I was a tank topper, absolutely. I don't know how I feel about that, and maybe I'm incorrect on this, but I mean that was my, from my playthroughs on it, I believe that is the case, that it will switch classes on you with that. I don't know, because
What about the funny stuff? The funny stuff.
well, let's
Greg.
talk about the funny stuff. So we get into, I think both of us attempted flight, and I say
last night we
attempted
tried
flight.
to get together. We had some difficulties finding each other on a server.
Right.
I think it was something to do with America and UK. And
Well,
we
partly,
we-
but I
we
think
find
this
the
is,
server.
this is a Battlefield problem forever. The squad invite system typically is it has its issues. It had its issues in Battlefield 4, but one of the ways you could always kind of game the system to play together was just go find a server that isn't occupied, and everybody join that server. So that's what Robin and I did. And
It's you and me. You're on one side, me and the other. That's big
We
bloody map.
It's a gigantic map. Rob and I are the only two people in there. We're running around like crazy, and I think for the longest while, we weren't even seeing one another. And I see Robin is just taking over capture points, and of course I get what I think brilliant idea. I go horseback.
Yeah, cut my head off.
So I come charging in at Robin. Robin's shooting me. I do think the horsemen are a little overpowered because you could shoot them and shoot them and shoot them, and it takes a lot to take them out. So, needless to say, though, yes,
Yeah.
I drew sword, and Robin's shooting me, and I just whack.
Yeah, so there was some. I mean, there was a bit when Jay was playing with me. He spawned in on my plane, and he was my tail gunner, and it was going swimmingly well until we met a cliff.
Oh, sorry.
So our server started
at
to fill
one
up,
point-
fill up.
Yeah, at
Sorry.
one point he spun the gun around to your head and he started blasting into the back of your head. I don't know if you felt anything. Well, that's quite funny.
I hadn't quite worked out the controls at that stage. But I think then Greg and I were jumping into planes and tanks, and then the server started to fill up, and
Right.
the game really came alive then.
Right, and then suddenly we were in a proper game. We were running
Getting our
around.
asses kicked.
Yeah. Well, at times, that's one thing I love about these larger Battlefield games, though. There's times where you just can do nothing to make a difference. You're getting killed, whatever. But then you start getting your groove on. You find a good tactic, whatever you want to call it, and the game is just fun. And I think I had the most fun there's a couple different areas in this desert setting. There's some outer posts that are kind of up like in the canyons and more exposed areas. And then there's a little town area that's more central, and that's where the sea capture point is. And in that area, there's a bunch of buildings. And the fighting in and around those buildings is just fantastic. And we had somebody on the server.
The floor, it's all gone.
Yeah,
Where's the floor?
Somebody on the server was
floor's gone.
piloting a bomber plane, and they're just dropping bombs left and right. And I had been in this building previously sniping at people and having some success, and then somebody killed me. And so I respawn. I go back to the building to go try and get back up to the top, and I get inside the door, and I look up, and the entire upper floor area of this building is just gone, gutted from a bomb. So it was great.
Yeah.
It was just
I think
good
as
stuff.
well. I said that last night. The sound of when you do the bayonet charge will definitely end up in Duke from Veteran Gamers soundboard at some stage or another.
Yeah. So you just go running off. I mean, you do a bayonet charge, and the guy has his bayonet. He's out and he's running. He's and then when the charge ends, because it's like a timered power up. It ends, and suddenly you hear him. He's all he's out of breath. He can't
The
move.
adrenaline's gone.
Totally gone. So yeah, it's good
So
stuff.
what do you
though.
think? So what do you think? Do you think does it have hope for a single player? Will it get that right this time? That's where I know the multiplayer is great and lots of community do it, but I'm looking forward to a single player experience with a good gritty World War One suspension of disbelief sort of story.
So I think they've got a couple things going for them, maybe that hopefully will lend themselves to being a better story. Is one, they're dealing with material that's they have history that they can kind of fall back on. I mean, if you think about Battlefield 4, it was modern combat, but it was a future kind of situation. So they kind of were creating a story that was, I don't know, to me a little unbelievable. A lot unbelievable. Whereas with Battlefield 1, they're going to be able to dip into some history. And so they can make something pretty compelling, I would think, based on real life. And so that gives me a lot of hope that the story writing itself might have a little bit of a leg up.
It'd be like a World War II movie when the Americans are in it from the very beginning and they win the war, and it's fantastic. And it'll just be just like that.
Let's not, we can be a little creative with our history, Robin. Come on. But yeah, no. So I am cautiously optimistic, but then again, I was cautiously optimistic for Battlefield 4, and that disappointed. And Battlefield Hardline also disappointed. And that was, again, a game that they could have easily tried to draw on some more real life type stories for the single player, but they chose not to, and they went kind of ridiculous. Infinite handcuffs, still my favorite part of that game.
there's one thing what
That's
bugs
Kim's
me.
favorite bit.
Just by watching my son play it last night, it's a bit of it's something or nothing. But the female announcer, when she's saying a certain point is being captured, the names of these points.
Right.
When did they bring in the phonetic alphabet? Because some of these points are stupid. Apples is being captured. Bucket has been captured. Or whatever it is.
Well, in World War One, I mean, they talk about they don't talk about tanks. They talk about sea ships.
Yeah.
So they call them sea ships. So some of that terminology hadn't been brought in at that stage, I suppose. I mean, goodness,
Yeah.
they didn't have was it Morse code? It was there then in 1910, was it? It would have been 1800s. So they would have had that. But that war technology, goodness, at the start of the World War One, the British were wearing red jackets, and all that sort of stuff, as if it was an old style
Maybe
war.
it's authentic. Maybe that's authentic.
That's nice.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean. Does anyone know if that's what they did use for the phonetic alphabet in World War One with apples and whatever? I can't remember what the rest of them were.
Well,
Some of them
if we ask
are
Fraser-
good and some are stupid.
Fraser's old enough to remember that.
Yeah, Fraser
Fraser's old
definitely
enough to remember, we
could
should ask
understand
him.
that. Yeah.
Mm.
Anyway, so I think just kind of wrapping up the Battlefield 1 topic, I think, Robin, you and I can both say we were pretty impressed so far.
Fun. Yeah.
It is right. I've just looked it up. The British phonetic alphabet from 1904 to 1926. A apples, B butter, C Charlie, D Duff,
There you
E
go.
Edward,
Wow.
F
Brilliant.
Freddy. Yeah, that was the other one, butter.
Look
Yeah,
at that. Overseas
good,
connection, laying down the knowledge.
Educational podcast.
Yes, not
Indeed.
just.
But it's very English and posh, and it's lovely.
Yes.
M is for monkey.
Well, then,
P is for pudding.
you know what's interesting is now that, because you do play two sides of it, so it'll be interesting if they change up the names of it on the other side. I didn't really bother to look. All right, well, let's move on. Let's, overall, if you're curious about this game, go out, play the beta. It's free, it's there, it's available. You can experience it for yourself. Don't just take our words for it. But we should talk about some news. We've got a couple stories. We've got some podcast trivia to talk about. We have some speak pipes also to get into from some listeners. So I think we can dive into some of that. So let's talk about some news. Nicole, I'm going to bring this piece of news to your attention specifically because it's Walking Dead. Walking Dead Season 3 coming out this November. Are you excited for the Telltale Walking Dead Season 3?
You know me, I like to wait so I can binge play.
Right. Do we know when it's going to be done, Mark? Or is it just first episode and they're...
No, all I know is the first
November.
episode is coming in November. That's all I know at the moment.
All right.
And if you were at PAX West today, you could play it.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, well, none of us are at PAX West.
And this season's called A New Frontier.
Not a left
sorry
ear
for
or a
that.
final front ear.
So,
Front ear, left ear.
okay, so guesses then. So, New Frontier, I never finished Season 2.
Right.
So I
did-
don't quite know the end of it, but
Yeah.
are we thinking they are finally moving away from the characters and they're going a whole new
No.
set of characters?
No, they have confirmed you will be playing as Clementine still, but you are playing as a new character as well as Clementine. So you're playing as two characters in this. Switches about. There's a new character. I can't remember the name off the top of my head, but I will try find it if you guys carry on talking.
All right, Nicole, bets.
Yeah.
What are you placing your bets on Clementine being killed in this season? Since they're introducing a second character.
Oh, that's a good point. I don't know. I mean, that'd be one of those things that get a lot of flack when people really like a character. But
I love Lee.
Knowing how Walking Dead does that to us
Right.
on the TV show, I could actually see that as a possibility.
Yeah, I mean, if you think about it, Lee, Season 1, I really grew to like his character, and we know how that ended.
Yeah, so it's possible.
So the second character you play is, I don't know how you pronounce this. It's spelled Javier. Is it Javier?
Javier.
Javier. So yeah, that's the other character you play out.
She's so dead.
So a quote from Kevin Boyle.
gets in.
The exec producer, this is a quote from him. When we began this series, we explored what it meant to protect a character like Clementine at all costs. Years later, meeting her for the first time, Javier will begin to unravel the mystery of who Clementine has become as her story intersects with his. Both of them will still be driven by the things they value most long after society's collapse. So,
Cool. Well, look, I mean, I for one will be playing this. I have played
yeah.
all the Telltales, every bit of them, every single scrap. So,
But
part
are
of me,
you like Nicole? Are you gonna wait?
no,
Play the season?
Yeah, well,
no.
I'm with Nicole on this. I prefer to
so am I.
wait till all
Yeah.
5 episodes are out and play them all together, because
Yeah,
I did it with The Wolf Among Us. The wait between episode 4 and 5 was so long, I couldn't
Yeah.
remember what bloody happened.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll do a nice wee refresher at
See,
the
I
beginning of each
hate to
episode.
play a game and then, like the Tomb Raider series, I put that down for a day or two, and then I can't freaking remember where I'm at, what I'm supposed to be doing, or any of that. Which is why I like to do the binge playing. Because if I play one game and then have to wait 4 or 5 months for game number 2, it's like having to learn all over again. I'll binge play it, go from 1 to whatever, and be done.
Early onset dementia.
Robin!
Yeah, we're all
No, you know
suffering
what?
from it.
You are right, but I can't do it. I say I'm going to do it, and then I don't do it. I've done it with Batman, and I can't wait. The next episode's coming out soon.
Yeah.
I saw
Part of me,
Robin
part of
just
me is a
said
bit.
to Nicole.
I made you my bitch.
That's what Robin just said to Nicole.
Part of me is a bit getting a bit tired of it now. I want it to wrap up. And I know that is not the TV style either, but I would love her story to come to a close and they finish that off.
I'm
'Cause I don't
thinking
want
they're
to
going to.
Yeah, might just get that.
Yeah. And kind of on the same vein, something that I caught on a news feed, the Hitman game will be releasing the entire game finally in January. That also has been episodic. They've been pretty good about releasing the chapters, if you will, for the Hitman game over the year. But that's another game that I was really wanting to play Hitman, but I refused to play it just without all the content there.
Yeah. Well, that put me off.
Yeah.
I
all
hear
right.
it's all right. I hear it quite good.
I've heard good things about it, so I'm kind of excited for the full game to come out. We'll see. We'll see. Gran Turismo Sport has been delayed until 2017. I don't know. This was a huge shock. Only because, GT often has been delayed in the past. But this kind of brought about it was a funny conversation we had in our WhatsApp podcast chat, and I was making a little bit of a joke about a lot of Sony titles being delayed, but it got me actually really looking back at it. And Sony on the PlayStation 4 era, outside of the launch titles, and you can't even say all of them were not delayed, but they have had a rough go of it development-wise in terms of meeting their schedules. I mean, when's the last PlayStation 4 game that came out that was exclusive to the PlayStation 4 in terms of first party and delivered on its original release date? I don't know. I mean, Bloodborne. Maybe it's Bloodborne.
Maybe.
I don't know if Bloodborne got delayed or not, but I mean, The Order got delayed, Drive Club got delayed, Uncharted 4 got delayed, No Man's Sky got delayed, The Last Guardian has been delayed beyond belief. Now Gran Turismo's been delayed. I mean, they've had a rough go of it. And look, I'm all for the notion of delaying a game to make it good is good, and I believe that. But at some point, you also have to get your management under control and be able to release out on schedule. I mean, I think, what was it? When we were talking about it, all the 2015 games were delayed into 2016, and so far, the 2016 games have all been delayed at some point, either out
Yeah,
to
I was just about to say
2017
that. Yeah,
or
like
at-
E3 last year.
Yeah.
You know, this was a refresher and another bit of a teaser again, and stuff pushed out. Not being fanboys here, but it just seems to be the way. The Microsoft thing, they seem to have got it. You know, yes, they do have delays, but
I
they're
mean,
pushing
yes
a
and no.
lot
They've
more
pushed a
stuff
few
through.
games out too. They've pushed a few games out too. I mean, none of these companies are totally
No, I
innocent
don't
of
even
this.
mean. I don't even. I mean, pushing them out. It's just getting them out. There just hasn't been that many first-party things out for PS4. Really,
Well,
has there?
they've had a lot. They've had a number of first-party titles. I don't want to go down that road. That's not what
Yeah,
I'm
no,
trying to get at.
I'm not. No, yeah,
But
yeah.
what
but
I'm
it's,
getting
it's
at-
slack. It's slack.
Well, it's just
But if,
the internal management. If you're putting schedules together, it to me and Mark or Nicole, you guys chime in as well. I mean, to me, it feels like there's a weird thing going on at Sony where they're not hitting any of their initial release dates right now,
No.
and I just don't understand it.
yeah, well,
I
well,
think
that's-
it's a bit of
that's-
I think they're just giving a bit of what's the word? A bit of false hope. But I think they're pushing themselves too far. They're giving an unreachable release date when they shouldn't do, and it's going to backfire on them.
I'll give you an example in my work. So when I sit down with my accountant at the beginning of the month and he goes to recover, and there's a list, there's the how many hundreds of thousands of pounds we need to get in by the end of this month, and there's stuff that you put into that guy last month, and when will that be in this month? And I'm going, yeah, I should have that by the end of the month. Yeah, and I should have that one by the end of the month. But in real life, when I'm out there trying to collect money as well, it doesn't always happen.
Right.
But I have the best intentions for it to happen, but I get delayed with another project, or this project goes wrong. But it's that schedule was developed by an accountant or a number crusher, and this is what's here. And the developers on the ground are going,
True.
well, we think we can do this for then.
Yeah.
But then they go off and create another sprite.
Yeah, I think yeah, that's a better way of putting it. It's like us at work. The manager will say, "Oh yeah, you can have that vehicle at 3:00," and it comes out to me and says, "Make sure that vehicle's done for 3:00." And I'm thinking, "Okay, 3:00. How am I going to get it done for then?" So it's that sort of scenario.
Yeah.
And they've also not actually given a date in 2017. We've just said 2017, so it
Right.
may turn out to be a bit of a drive club scenario. But on a personal level, I'm happy about this because there's just too many games coming out on the on the Xbox for one.
That's fair.
And I've no money to buy it. So
Yep.
yeah,
Well,
personal level, it's okay for me.
yeah, I guess from where I'm coming from, I hope Sony can start to shore things up a little bit. And maybe, it is that, talking to that accountant, get better realistic dates in play, because I think just as fans, we start to count on certain games coming out, and if every time I hear about a release date from Sony and all I'm thinking now is, well, that's not coming out then. When is that really coming out? I think that
I mean, they should be
little
hitting
problematic.
the ball out of the park because they've got the numbers of the machines out there.
And maybe that's half the problem. Maybe they know that they're not necessarily relying so much on the revenue of these games to where they can say, you know what, it's okay to delay it. But at some point, you got to start saying, okay, well, we've delayed enough of, these games. Some of these games do need to hit when we say they're going to hit.
Yeah, they can't become too complacent, can they?
No.
And I think that's what they are doing at the moment. I think they sat that comfortably in front. They're getting too complacent, and we need to be careful.
Well, let's face it. In what, 3 days, 4 days, 4 days, we will find out exactly kind of what their quote unquote future plans are. The PlayStation meeting is coming up. It's September 7th. That when we're supposed to learn about the Neo. They're going to be announcing they have a PlayStation Slim that nobody has heard about. So that's going to be coming out.
Sarcasm.
Yeah. So we'll learn more, obviously, in terms of the direction of their hardware, that kind of thing. So interesting times for Sony. And this was just one of those things, it's unfortunate. I think a lot of people were looking forward to Gran Turismo Sport. And, now we're again kind of waiting for Sony to say, okay, it's good now.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Some positive news. Firewatch will be coming to the Xbox One. This kind of, to me, it's not all that shocking, and I think this is more kind of signs within the industry of, look, if you're third party, you may have exclusivity deals in play. We saw Inside came to the PS4 finally. We saw, what's the one from Jonathan Blow? The Witness,
yeah,
coming to the Xbox One.
You big hit
Tomb Raider, yeah.
Tomb Raider's coming.
Tomb Raider's coming to the PlayStation 4. I think anytime we are, looking forward, when we hear any game as a PlayStation 4 exclusive or an Xbox One exclusive, and it's coming from a third party or an indie developer, I guess they are technically a third party. Take it with a grain of salt. It likely is going
Usually
to come. Yeah, it's likely going to come to another platform. But that's just good for gamers, and so be patient. Don't freak out if you hear about a game not coming to your system right away. If you hear about XCOM 2 coming to PC only, don't lose your head and start tweeting the developer constantly saying you need to bring it to consoles, like somebody I know, because eventually it'll come to consoles. All right.
Well, Firewatch is good. It's worth playing. So, for you, Greg, who won't have played this, it's worth playing. It has Nicole in it. Nicole is in it. I don't know if you played it.
And
But
apparently,
it always reminded me of Nicole in Early Fire Station. She was the one that I always pictured, that voice. That's who it was I was talking to.
apparently there's
Yeah.
a new
That's
mode
cool.
as well in this version coming to the Xbox One. I don't know if the PS4 is getting an update for this mode in their version, but there's a free roam mode coming on the Xbox One.
Interesting.
So you can live in Shoshan with full day-night cycle and explore a few hidden secrets, apparently. So
Okay.
might be interesting.
Might be.
Might give a bit of longevity to the game.
Or at least
Yeah.
some replayability.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
I'm
Okay, very good.
thirsty.
I'm going to get another drink. I'm gonna pause the podcast there.
Yeah, I think we need to pause so we can get drinks. You're teasing me
I
now.
have plenty.
All right. Before we go into the trivia, Nicole, could you please just maybe take a quick glance at Twitch and any shout-outs we should be giving out to some viewers that might
Look
be
at
sitting
that. I'm way ahead of you, Greg.
in there? I like it.
Way ahead. So, Bat Johnny, what the hell is that?
That's Mark.
You had your list.
Just know that's Mark.
And that made my chest hurt. Batch Gaming, Teflon 12, Realm Warrior was in there. I haven't talked to Lee in forever.
No, I haven't. No, it's nice to see him
I
again.
know it was. And then the Taffman and Gamesman RPG. And Shiny has showed up, so a big hello to him.
Yes.
And then, of course, us three moderators, me, Bongo, Mark.
Gotcha. The Rebel Rousers. All right. We're going to do some podcast trivia now. This is where basically Jason Johnson has supplied us with trivia that you three get to answer. It is 2 questions. Each are multiple choice. If you're listening at home or watching, you can play along. This is for important things. Podcast bragging rights. If you win, like Nicole did last season, and we take care of our own little prize give out for internally here. It's no Dookie Award, mind you, but it's a little something.
I think flights to California and a week staying at your house is not a bad prize, Greg.
Mark, I am all for that, and as a prize, I will gladly give that to you as long as you pay for it.
Second prize. Second prize is 2 weeks.
2 weeks there, yeah.
Yeah.
So what he's going to do, Mark, is he's going to send you a little teeny tiny metal airplane until you figure it out.
Yes.
Your canoe. On you go.
Here's your invoice. All right. Trivia time. Here we go. First question up. You guys are going to love this one.
Oh,
No, we're not.
Funny question.
do it to us. I
All
bet
right,
it's
Jason.
Nintendo.
You're going to love it. Here we go. What character is featured on the cover of Pokemon Yellow?
For fuck's sake.
What character is featured on the cover of Pokemon Yellow? Is it A, Eevee, B, Pikachu, C, Jigglypuff, or D, Jolteon? Is it A, Eevee, B, Pikachu, C, Jigglypuff, I just like saying that, or D, Jolton? I guess it is Jolton. I'm going with Jolton. I don't know how to really pronounce it.
Jolton?
All right.
Jolton?
Jolton. So here we go. I need your answers now, please.
Here, I'm just gonna, because I don't know what it was.
All right, so Mark and Nick have said Eevee. Robin
That's the
has
obvious
said
one.
Pikachu. And the answer is Pikachu.
Oh no, that was
Well,
so
I
obvious.
was like, that was too easy.
Yeah.
All right.
Fucking hell.
Suck it.
Yeah. Yeah, I technically, the first question typically is easier than the second question in the trivia.
That
just
was easy. That
in
was
case you guys
guesswork.
wanted to know. All right, here we go. Second question. Again, you're going to love this one.
Get in there.
Sarcasm.
Which of these Disney worlds is not in Kingdom Hearts 2?
Oh,
Which of these Disney worlds is not in Kingdom Hearts 2? Jason, these questions are awesome. Here we
No, they're
go.
not. No, they're
Your choices are A, Pirates of the Caribbean, B, Nightmare Before Christmas, C, Tarzan, or D, Beauty and the Beast. Which of these Disney worlds is not in Kingdom Hearts 2? A, Pirates of the Caribbean, B, Nightmare Before Christmas, C, Tarzan, or D, Beauty and the Beast. You guys ready?
No.
Gosh.
Well, give me your answers now anyway. All right, so we have two people who have said Nightmare Before Christmas, Mark and Robin. And then we have Nicole, who is correct.
Oh, wow.
It is
I was thinking that
Tarzan.
All right. I thought Tarzan was Disney property. So
Yeah, I thought I went for one which doesn't sound Disney-ish. I thought Kingdom Hearts was all about Disney.
It is. And Nightmare Before Christmas is technically, I think, a Disney property, if I'm not mistaken.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is that Tim Burton thing?
Yep.
Yes.
And that's Disney.
Yep.
Okay.
Yes.
They're all Disney.
Damn it all to hell. They are all Disney. Well
Yes,
done
but-
to Robin and to Nicole. You each got a point out of
We're
that.
winners, Nicole. Winners.
And Mark is
I didn't like
the
this week.
big
Therefore.
fat goose
Didn't
egg.
like this week.
Yes. This is podcast smack talk time.
So where's that leave the situation now?
I don't really know. Let me
Situation.
Here's what's going to happen. I'm
What's the
going to try
situation?
and update some things. Mark, you're going to play some speak pipe things.
Am I?
Yes.
There you go. Y'all get your B off there.
Right.
No.
So
Okay.
no, that's a private joke. Sorry, inappropriate for a podcast. So speak pipe number one. Are we ready for this?
Mm-hmm.
Hello, Overseas Connection. I am talking to you whilst driving. Don't worry, I'm being safe because I'm using apparatus that allows me to drive without using my hands. I believe they call it hands-free. This is Chinny from a podcast called The Veteran Gamers. I might have been on that show, on your show, a couple of times. First of all, I'd like to say thank you for all the nice kind words that everybody's been sending me on Twitter about being engaged.
Just pause it there.
Yes.
Greg, you were spot on when you announced this 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just going to say, I mean, it took them a little while to finally fess up, but, you
Yeah.
know, they've been engaged for
Yeah.
like 3 years. They just never said anything.
I was chatting with him last night, night before last, and I was telling him how pissed off I was with Tahara, because the arrangement was that she was going to knock him off and run off with me, but obviously she's decided against it.
Yeah, she let me down too. It's okay. It's okay. Yeah, no, we knew about this actually. We've known about this for a little while. It's
been hard not saying anything.
Yes, we weren't sure if Mike actually had made some announcements, and then we realized we thought he didn't, and then we kind of let it out a little bit, and then I was like, oh, did we just let the cat out of the bag?
Well,
I don't
he
know.
tells a story on this week's Veteran Gamers. And
Yes.
it's lovely. It's very nice. And happy birthday to Mike. It's today's his
Yes.
birthday.
Yeah, because
He's-
today is his
right.
birthday.
Jesus'
43.
birthday. 43 years old. I can't believe it.
Right. So
Actually,
we'll
yesterday was his
carry on.
birthday because we're 13 minutes over midnight for you guys.
Oh,
Well played, Nicole.
it's
Thank
his
you.
birthday somewhere.
Yes.
It's here.
So here we go with his second part with SpeakPipe.
It was very romantic. I got on one knee and I asked Tara, go on then. You know, you're not going to get any better than this. Do you want to do it? And she said, no, go away. And then I paid her, and then she said yes. So yes, I just wanted to say thank you for all the nice words. And I still listen to the show. I still try and, listen live on Twitch. And much love. And the next time I'm on, I'm definitely going to be wearing a tank top. So, love, love, love. Bye-bye.
Oh, that's nice.
There's a picture of Mike out on Twitter right now where he's
Oh, yeah.
in a robe and he's got his
Yeah.
eye raised up and literally, I mean, like if you had a vision of Jesus giving you the look.
And it's that
This is
poker
it.
game. It's just
He's-
perfect.
Yeah.
It reinforced his
Yep.
avatar I've made of him. So, Fat Jesus.
It's
poker.
first time. It's first time I've seen his hair all adrift and
Oh,
not
yeah?
tied up. Yeah.
Yeah, I see. There's also a video he's done of a hotel that he stayed in some crappy
Oh, yeah.
town. Tiny toilets. It's funny. It's out there. If you look at his YouTube channel, I'm sure it's there. It's hilarious. So
All right.
good lad.
Thanks, Mike. for the-
Congratulations to you both.
Yes, thanks, and,
And happy
and
birthday.
as Robin said, congrats. Mark, I'm afraid
Yes.
to say next, but please, next.
The next is a Speak Powell.
A speak Powell.
Yeah, that's because he's going woo. Speak Pipe from the Great Owl.
I don't know if you guys listen to Verbal Rob's here on Pilchards and Cream. Woohoo! Or Verbal Rob's here on one of the other shows. Woohoo! But the guys at Veteran Gamers were slightly turned on when Verbal Rob's here was speaking. So I don't know how they had time to go all the way to Magnum P.I.'s house and kidnap him. Purr. Yeah, some long-haired hippie fool and some crazy loud-ass teacher knocked him out. Took him away. But I've been in touch. Ooh. He's got his iPhone with him. Those ignoramuses. They left his phone in his pocket. Couple of dorks. Anyway, ooh. We're gonna get this new guy. He's got long hair. Remember last time at Eurogamer? And I pooped on him. This time, woohoo! I'm letting it go, baby! Happy birthday!
What color is the sky in that man's world?
It's gotta be like rainbow.
Rainbow.
Yeah.
Rainbow. Totally with you on that one, Greg. It's gotta be rainbow.
Listening to some of them this morning, sadly, the audio quality on the Pilch and Reed podcast this week when he was on is a bit sad, but he actually sounds like a human being underneath it all. Jason, you're one in a trillion.
Jason, let's face it, you're warped. We like you though, but you're
Nice
warped. Yeah, nicely warped. It's a good shape.
Wow, that doesn't sound creepy at all.
Oops.
So, talking of warped, we have a speak pipe from Magnum PI.
Yeah, before you play it, I would just like to say, I love these speak pipes not because of necessarily the content, but because Jason he's doing this on all the different community podcasts, and like it's shout outs to each and every one of us, and it's great. So
yeah. Each podcast gets mentioned on a different podcast. It's like a massive circle, and
he's straight up fucking crazy. Let's just face that.
or is it genius? Is it genius or is it crazy? It's a fine line there, Greg.
It is a fine line. God damn it.
Right, so this is Magnum PI.
Magnum PI. Yes, I've been captured by the enemy. The Three Stooges, it seems. Funny, they didn't take my communication device. Anyway, I'm in touch with the Great Owl. He's going to handle this. But I would like to describe them. One has long hair. One complains about grading papers quite often. And the other, well, he's just a bit weird.
That's got to be stupid.
I'll tell you this. I'm happy with the Great Owl right now. I'd like to clarify something on the case. Inaccuracies. Verbrov's hair is innocent. It has come to my attention.
No, it's not. It's framed.
Hair. A long, hairy hair. A dark hair. Mike Chin, the Great Owl is coming for you. Your day will come.
Do you know he has a twin brother? God help us all.
Yeah.
Jason or Mike?
No,
Great
it's
Owl.
got to be Jason. Yes.
Yeah, Jason. Yeah,
Twin
Jason has
brother?
a twin brother. Mm-hmm.
I
Isn't
don't
that
know.
frightening?
The world is
Isn't
not
that-
big enough for two of them.
Yeah. Goodness me. Well, thanks, Jason.
Yes, thank you, Jason.
Thanks.
I wonder if the twin brother is the loud one. You know, there's always a talkative one and there's a quiet one. Wouldn't that be crazy if it turns out Jason's the quiet one?
Well, you know what? I would like to meet him.
I would like to
behind-
meet Jason.
behind glass. Somewhere.
Yes, behind glass, separation, visiting hours. Yeah.
Little safety net.
Yes.
One flew over the cuckoo's nest.
Excellent. Mike, fear for your life. The Great Owl is coming. Yeah.
That's almost as scary as winter.
Yeah. So, real quick update on the podcast trivia. So, remember how a couple weeks back I said I needed to go back and listen to some episodes and make sure I caught some of the scoring?
Yep.
Oh, you realise I've got 15 points from the previous episodes then?
Whatever.
No, not exactly. But that going back to previous episodes kind of didn't happen. But
You're fired.
yeah, I think I am. I'm
Were you
kinda,
actually just seriously listening to all of this and so entertained you forgot what you were doing?
Well, yeah. So I caught myself up to a point, and then I have like two blank there's two podcasts. I have to go back to 382 and 383 and listen. As far as I can tell, though, there now is like a three-way tie for the lead.
Oh, Mark likes his three ways.
Yes,
Hell,
Mark,
yeah.
Mark asked for a three-way earlier. Mark, it's not the three-way you were hoping for. Nicole is part of that, but Robin also part of this three-way.
Oh my God! What's
Yes.
wrong with me?
Yep. So there we go. That is the latest. I will go back and listen to those episodes. And,
Freeway. Achievement unlocked.
there you go.
Reach around.
All right, let us move on. Nicole, if you could, let's walk through some of the new releases and the free games that we get for paying for subscriptions.
I am pretty sure it's not supposed to be August 3rd through September 9th. Pretty sure
That
should
would
be
absolutely-
September 3rd?
Yeah.
I don't know what you mean. It says September 3rd on my screen.
It does now. I watched your little name scoot across the notes. Oh, that is hilarious.
Yes, so from August 3rd to September 9th, these are the only games that have released. That's it. Nothing else, despite
And
what you
guess
may have
what?
heard.
Mother Russia is bleeding over it. So, from September 3rd, and where's my music, Mark? Because I don't hear it. I
It's on.
usually
It's on.
Okay, I'm just checking.
I
'Cause,
don't
you
miss
know-
music.
No, that music. The
Yes.
other one underneath it that I can hear now.
It's mood
All right.
music.
Yes.
Setting
mood
the tone.
music.
Light the candles.
Just shush.
All right.
September 3rd through September 9th. All right. Mother Russia Bleeds for PC, Mac, and Linux, September 5th. Space Rangers Quest for PC, Beyond Flesh and Blood Xbox One. I almost said X-Bone.
X-Bone.
X-Bone. And then PS4 and PC on September 6th. Is that Dagos or is my thing messing with
I'm going to
me?
go with Dagos.
All right. PS4. And then on the 7th of September, it will be released on Xbox One and PC.
This goes back to what I was talking about before. The exclusivity deals are shorter and shorter these days.
That's like a day. You get it a day ahead of time if you have the PlayStation 4, if you even know what the hell Dagos is, and then you get it a day later on Xbox and PC. Then there's Just Sing on Xbox One and PS4 on the 6th also. And then whatever that Q word is, what is that? Quarar?
Quarar. Sure. Quarar.
In Irish, that would be sort of it'd be queer magic. Hey, bye. It'd be queer magic there.
Oh, I know what it says. It says this.
The hair coming down the heat, coming out of the grabbing like that. If you don't get up beyond, you're a show. Potato!
That's what it says.
You just made my dogs bark. Apparently they don't like Irish potatoes. All right, so whatever that is, Q something Magic Library on PlayStation 4, also on September 6th. Then we have The Legend of Heroes, Trails of Cold Steel 2, PS3 and Vita.
Wow.
The Tomorrow Children on PS4. Tohu Genso Randu Bullet Ballet. That ends up the last of September 6th.
That doesn't sound Japanese at all, does it?
No.
Tohu Genzo Rando. Yes, and then Awesome Knots Assemble for Xbox One. That starts our September 7th releases. Oceanhorn Monster of Uncharted Seas for PS4.
Real quickly, can we go back to the Awesome Knots thing real fast?
Sure.
I watch way too many children's cartoons, and when you said Awesome Knots, in my head I heard Octonauts.
Oh, there'll be boop, boop,
Yep.
boop, with submarines and stuff.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
class. Yeah.
Yeah, no, not what I said.
Yeah, I know. Continue on.
Unbox for PC, also on September 7th. And Jotun Valhalla Edition for the Wii U.
Exclusive!
They
Exclusive!
still make games for the Wii U. How cute!
That's 2 weeks in a row.
Exclusive only to the Wii U. Not
No, because that's only on September 8th. But on the 9th of September, it comes out on Xbox One and PlayStation 4. You were so close, Greg. So close. Yet so far. Also on the 8th will be Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney, Spirit of Justice for the 3DS.
No relation. No relation.
No. None. Steins Gate for PC. Steins. And then King Oddball, Xbox One for September 9th. Stardust Galaxy Warriors.
Robin has his own game.
Oh, how cute.
Oh, sorry.
Stardust Galaxy Warriors Stellar Climax. Xbox One, PS4 for September 9th.
Can't beat a bit of a climax.
Shush. The Elder Scrolls Online Gold Edition, Xbox One.
Your cat's making a noise, Nicole.
My dog is trying to piss off the other dog. It's hilarious. But that does it for our releases from September 3rd through September 9th.
Is your little dog going, I've got teeth? Ah.
Yeah, look what I've got and you don't have.
So she can tell the other dog's in a better mood and wants to play. So she likes to bark at her, and the other dog just gets up higher and higher on the couch, like basically telling her to fuck off.
Right, get away, get away, get away.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Oh my God, that's so cute. So, can y'all see? Hold on.
No.
I can't see me, so hold on. Let me get to the right thing. She's in the recliner chair, and the other dog is hopping up to. Oh, she ran off.
Yeah.
But
She
was hopping
got
up to get
tired of the game.
Yeah, but my other
No,
dog
she saw she was on camera. She thought, "Oh, better behaviour."
Yep.
Right?
Yep. They're watching.
Crazy
They're
dogs.
always watching me.
Yeah, she ran off right there. That's so
I'm in the
funny.
shower. I'm afraid to wash my hair.
Nope. They're back at it. Look at them. They are playing. They're hilarious, those two. She's like, I will jump up in that chair and I will get you. And actually, now that Misha has learned to jump, Bailey is not happy.
Well,
What are you doing, Robin?
I was
Could you
trying
get
to look
in
around the
closer?
corner.
What do you want to look at? What do you need? There's alcohol
there.
over there.
Did you straighten that picture on the wall?
I need some.
Yes, leave me alone
good.
about the picture.
Just want to look down.
If you ever want to
You
drive
are
Mark
down?
crazy,
No, just kidding.
You did it.
Our viewers just went up 15% then.
Oh, dear.
Oh.
Oh,
yeah,
did you guys give you that?
yeah. All right, Nicole.
Yes, sir.
Monthly freebies. Let's talk about them. We pay for these subscriptions.
We do.
Yes. Well, some of us do. Apparently, not all of us do. But yeah, so we have these monthly subscriptions we pay for, apparently to do multiplayer and get free games.
I know, and actually that's been very helpful lately because we've had a few that we've used for our True Skills challenge.
Yes.
Because we've all had the freebies. So for our Games with Gold for September for the Xbox One, they'll have Earthlock Festival of Magic, and that's from the 1st of September all the way through the 30th. Assassin's Creed Chronicles China will be from September 16th through October 15th, and I'm getting that one. This one, y'all are killing me with WWE 2K16. And that was from August 16th and will be until September 15th. I like that they have a little cross-pollination between those months there. For your Xbox 360, Forza Horizon, which will be from September 1st through the 15th, and Mirror's Edge, September 15th through 30th. Now remember, if any of these games are backwards compatible, you can download them and then play them on your Xbox One.
Yeah. In fact, they all moving forward are going to be backwards compatible. Anything announced will be backwards compatible.
Well, see, that's even better. So
you
definitely get both for the Xbox One and the 360 so that you can have even more games. And yes, Mark, EA Access Plants vs. Zombies 2 now in the vault.
Yes. This is that service that nobody wants on PlayStation 4.
Which is funny because I used that. You were the one that suggested the EA Access to me, and I was like,
Yeah.
But it's $30 a freaking year. That's
Yeah.
it.
A year. Yeah. It's
A
great.
year.
Great value.
It is
And I'm
absolutely
like-
superb.
It has made my life so much easier because my son's like, oh, I want that game. I'm like, go look, see if EA Access has it. And when he finds it, he's like, oh, I love it. I can go play this. And I'm like, thank God. Because that saves me a ton of cash because he's going to get bored with it and not
Right.
want to play it soon enough.
Yep.
I've seen, backwards
So-
compatibly, they've got SSX in there now as well.
Yeah.
The 360 version, and that was a brilliant game.
Yeah.
And so yeah, good. So good service.
Yep.
Yep.
Now, PlayStation Plus.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
these
If
have
you-
just been announced. Yeah. Sorry. go
Yeah.
on.
So, thanks, Mark.
I'm just saying they've just been announced because last week we there wasn't announced. So.
Children, behave.
He likes it rough. Just hush. PlayStation Plus, September 2016.
I just like it.
I made you my bitch.
For the PlayStation, we'll have Lords of the Fallen, Journey, and Badland. For PlayStation 3, Journey, Datura, and Prince of Persia, The Forgotten Sands, and Badland again. For the Vita, Badland again, and Amnesia Memories.
Or is that
What?
Amnesian
What?
Memoirs?
No, that's Memories.
Okay.
From the spelling. If it was Memoirs, that'd be
I know.
cute.
I would have liked that. That would
Have been cuter, I think. But no, that this is a play on stupid words.
Okay.
It's Vita.
It's Vita. All right. Thank you for that, Nicole. Robin,
so-
Yeah.
is anything happening on the racing scene and or victories achieved? Which I think that's really what we want to talk about, but I figured I'd give a quick plug on racing.
Yeah, well, the track guys are still going. BTCC racing every Wednesday night, 9 p.m. UK.
And for the first time in this season, after, God, 20 races, I won a race.
Nice.
I won a race, yeah.
You
so I'm
didn't
very
have
chuffed for
anybody
that.
coming from the wrong direction and taking you out right
No,
before finish?
Oh,
no,
shush!
didn't happen. No.
That's damn
So,
true,
yeah, so
guys.
it still goes on. So, you want some good Forza 6 racing, contact me at
Bongo the same.
yeah, Bongo.
At Bunker, that's saying anything.
Yes. No more beers.
At Bongo. Okay, so victory achieved. What is it? Tell them now. Tell them. Victory achieved is when you finish your games, you take a photograph of yourself with the credits in the background, and you tweet that off to @OC_podcast with the hashtag victory achieved, and you'll get a nice shout out on the podcast. And that runs a competition that runs every for 3 months, and at the end of the 3 months we give away some money, $15 or 15 quid. Add 5, take 5. You win real money to buy games with. So we've came to
$20, 15 pounds.
so we've came to the end of
Space
a
bucks.
quarter, and earlier today I picked a winner at random. You guys
did
got
you
the
pick
photograph?
a winner, or is it a winner chicken dinner?
Winner chicken dinner, and the winner picked at random from 102 completions over the last 3 months was Steffi Business. He
Steffi
finished
Biz.
The Witcher 3, good completion. The Witcher 3 on the 9th of July.
You know what?
And
That's a fantastic game to have completed to win this competition. That's
Yeah.
worthy.
Yeah,
That is worthy.
that's a hell of a game.
Yep.
Stupid game. And he bagged his $20, 15 quid to spend on games. And he also gets a download code for Assassin's Creed Unity on Xbox One. And I have to thank our friend at Xbox Live's Major Nelson for that code. Thank you very much, Larry. So
Yes.
we'll contact him and get that passed on to him. So thank you.
All right.
And the next competition now has started, and it runs now until the end of November. And this week we had lots of people completing games. We had Colin for the win. He completed Inside. Was very puzzled by the end of it. Funny enough.
Yeah. Did you see his tweet? He put, "What the hell?"
Viva La Pedros finished Guacamole, another good complete because that's a hard game to finish. Fraser Moo, he dressed up while playing this game and finished Costume Quest 2. Mark Annex finished the country and western space game called Rebel Galaxy. Viva La Pedros also finished Rise, Son of Rome. He had a skirt on the whole way through that.
Was that not the Attack of the Clones?
Nostalgia 64 finished Deadpool, a very irreverent, funny game I would recommend. Mr. Miyagi 1984 finished Assassin's Creed Liberation and was not impressed. Hardly Dan finished Rise of the Tomb Raider. And Simon Kempster, The Walking Dead Season 2 and Abzu. So he was swimming in the sea in Abzu. Adamski just finished Hue. And that's a very interesting game because that's using Kinect, I believe. And your shadows and bits and pieces.
No, that's
Fru.
That's Fru.
Oh, it's Fru. So Hue
Yes.
is something different then.
Yes.
Is it
Fru
Hugh,
and
Barney
Hugh
McGrew
are
Cuthbert,
related. Yeah.
Dibble, and Grub.
Yep.
You'll get that, Mark.
Hurry up.
Yeah.
It's empty.
Step J finished Snooker Nation 2016. There must be a thing in that. Batch Gaming just finished Altered Beast, and he also finished Golden Axe, going back old school. Those are the completions this week. Congratulations. The total for the completion charts, which is now all on Facebook, right up to date. It's now, there's $264 going to the kids for Extra Life this year. So thank you very much. Every time you complete a game, you help a sicky kid. So thank you. Keep that up.
All right. You all have a victories achieved. Victories achieved. You have one. A victories achieved.
The Royal Wave. Thank you, Greg.
Oh my god, that makes me want to
God
put my pants
almighty.
from laughing.
Do you know what? You'll enter a room now. You know that they use the music that plays when the president
Right.
walks into the room? That's now what plays when Greg walks into the room.
I think it
Cindy
should.
puts it on when he comes down for his morning coffee as he walks through the door after a great
No.
night's success.
I'm going to start playing that after sexy time.
That's right. Can you imagine that? Hold on a second, love. There you go. I'm done.
Oh my goodness. All right. If you want to be part of this podcast and listen in live, it's super easy. Just come on over to twitch.tv/OC podcast. And we're here every Saturday, 11 p.m. UK, 3 p.m. West Coast time, 6 p.m. East Coast time. You can email the show, podcast@ocpod.com. You can tweet us, because we have a Twitter account, because we're cool like that, @OC_podcast. You can join our Facebook group, because that is definitely a thing. I've heard a lot of people talking about it. I don't know if you guys have heard about it before, but Facebook, it's going to be big. fb.ocpod.com. That's where you can find us there. And if you want to give us a review on iTunes, Stitcher, YouTube, go ahead. We would love it. It helps us get seen, allows other people to come and find us, and of course, more the merrier. We're good like that. All right, real quickly, the shout-outs thing. That's we like to do this thing, shouting out. It's kind of a podcast tradition, I think, at this point. I mean, every podcast pretty much does it, and I'm okay with it. I don't mind being a copycat. So let's copy other podcasts and do some shout-outs. Bongo, your shout-out.
Yeah, okay. Well, you'll get me at Bongo the Sane. You'll get me at robin@ocpod.com. Please send me emails and tweets and dirty photographs. I would like to shout out Chris MJW first off for the tickets that he bought nicely for me for the Midlife Gamer after show party. Just a reminder, everyone, those tickets are now available for sale. It's a great night's crack, and the Midlife Gamer guys raise a lot of money for charity. So thanks, Chris, for those. Mike, happy birthday. Congratulations on the engagement. And the wedding is at Christmas, I believe, on Christmas Eve. So that's fantastic. We can't wait all to go to it. And finally, I'd like to shout out our friend, Dorian, our strong friend. And we know he's being strong. He's going through a very hard time at the moment. And Dorian, I'm sure the guys will also mention you, but we're for as much as we can do, we're here to support you. We'll help you in any way that we can to get you through this. And it's a crappy situation that you're in, but let's just say that we're with you all the way, mate. And we hope that brighter horizons are you can see them, and it will get better somewhere down the line. It'll be crap now. It'll be crap for a while yet, but it will get better. I promise you, it will get better. So, and we love you, mate, and hang in there. And that's me, Mark.
You can get me at Marcanics on Twitter, or you can email me mark@ocpod.com. And same again, I just want to give our thoughts and prayers to Dorian, who's going through a really rough time. So we're here for you. We love you. And whenever you want to chat 24/7, just let me know. I want to shout out Pilch Reed. His new podcast is doing really well. I binge listened to the last 3 episodes this week, and they were all fantastic. Really enjoyed them. So yeah, keep up the good work. He's like, everyone's calling him the you won't get this, you guys in America, he's the Michael Parkinson of podcast chats.
Okay.
So it's like a chat
1980s chat show host.
Right,
yeah.
And I just want to shout out Team Chin, Mike and Tahara. Congratulations on the engagement and happy birthday, Mike. Over to Nicole.
All right. So you can get a hold of me, Nicole@ocpod.com, and at OC Amaryllis on OC_Amaryllis on Twitter, Amaryllis on PlayStation 4 and Twitch, which I still need to hook that PlayStation back up. Amaranth on Xbox One or 360, but I don't really play on the 360 much. I also would like to shout out Dorian. I've been watching and listening to him on Facebook and just sending lots of love and positive energy his way. He has been amazing through what he's going through. And it's still his birthday here in America, so happy birthday to Mike, and congratulations to him and Tara. So also want to shout out to our chatters, because without them and our viewers, where would we be? And a little shout out to the True Skills guys and their craziness in our competition chat that we have. God help
It's a
me.
great chat group.
It's a hilarious chat group,
Yeah.
but you know. So, and I love giving them a hard time in it. So, anyway, thanks to them and Greg.
Well, I want to say thank you to three of you for making the podcast.
Peace.
I mean, it is not easy getting here every week, week in, week out, and we do our best to be consistent with this, so it's appreciated. Appreciated? That's good English.
It's appreciated.
I'm not even drinking. God.
We're not that far off 400 as well, Greg. No. That's a massive milestone.
We're getting there. I want to, of course, shout out the listeners, just as Nicole said. Absolutely, you listeners are a big part of what makes this fun. So we appreciate your interaction. People like Jason Johnson also stepping up and doing trivia for us has been a huge, huge thing. Yes. So never want to forget him. As everybody has said already, Dorian, big shout outs to you. Keep the upper lip stiff and the chin up, and if you do need somebody to talk to and you need that shoulder to just vent whatever, call Mark. He's absolutely there for you.
He knows he can call me anytime.
Yes. No, seriously, we're all there for you, Dorian, and I think you know that. Mike, what can I say, my friend? I have known you far too long, and yet not long enough. Happy birthday, and it's about goddamn time that you asked that woman to marry you. I'm thrilled beyond belief. Just huge props to you. And I think that's pretty much it. So this can be a wrap on the show. We'll see you here next week. Thanks again for listening. And Mark, maybe spin up some music, or I can scratch a custom.
No, I think this will be better, Greg.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening to the Overseas Connection podcast. See you same time next week.